It staggers the imagination, the sheer volume of high explosives dropped in the Vietnam War. American warplanes delivered almost 7.5 million tons of bombs, more than 3 times our total for all of World War II. The helicopter came of age as a military machine. Thousands of helicopters ripping the jungle apart, hunting for an enemy who remained, for the most part, invisible. Aircraft carriers circled offshore, hurling fighter bombers into the sky. Giant B-52s delivered a devastating payload. They left the earth below marked like a moonscape. 7.5 million tons, and the enemy fought on. The Vietnam War was a textbook study in the uses and limitations of air power. And Puff the Magic Dragon, also known as Spooky, a transport plane equipped with 3 Gatling guns, each capable of firing 6,000 rounds a minute. It flew at night to avoid ground fire, but carried flares to light up enemy positions. Puff was especially valuable in defending bases against nighttime attack. A terrifying barrage of fire also was provided by helicopter gunships. One day in 1967, Bruce Morton went along on a helicopter mission.
Below is the Iron Triangle, a free strike zone. Anything unusual down there is a target. Above 1,500 feet, the gunships are out of effective rifle range. Sometimes they attack from there. More often, they roar in a foot or two over the trees, dodging and twisting to avoid return fire, the most spectacular roller coaster in the world. The guns go off with a sound like 1,000 rifles echoing in a small room. Those are rockets hitting, leaving their gray smoke trails behind them. Most of the targets are anonymous, like these. The thousands of rounds are aimed at map coordinates or a landscape feature, a hillside, a few houses. The pilots see their tracers going in. Sometimes they see the enemies coming back. They seldom see people. After a short run that seems long, the firing stops. Down below, nothing moves. Anything living is hiding. Aboard the gunship, the noise of the motor, which was loud, seems almost quiet.
Another weapon was Agent Orange, a chemical defoliant sprayed from airplanes to destroy the jungle below and deny the enemy some of his hiding places. The chemical also was used to destroy enemy food crops. More than 80,000 tons of these chemicals were dropped on Vietnam. They produced a continuing controversy. The air war also poured destruction on 2 of Vietnam's neighbors, Laos and Cambodia, where the targets included communist strongholds and infiltration routes. President Nixon began a secret bombing of Cambodia in 1969, ordered a brief invasion of that country in 1970, and continued the pressure thereafter. Morton Dean reported one example.
These men are commuters. Every day they commute to work across the border to Cambodia. The total number of U.S. helicopter missions into Cambodia is a military secret, although it is known that more than 10,000 sorties were flown across the border in the last month alone.
We go out and we look for activity, and in the form of trails, bunkers, hooches, bicycles, vehicles, anything that would indicate the presence of NVA units. And of course we draw a lot of fire that way, and that's how we locate their positions.
Kind of a risky thing, locating the enemy by drawing his fire.
Well, I suppose you could say it that way, but it's our job.
Yeah, I'm going to call Max now. Come on out.
Roger. On a typical mission, a Cobra gunship flies shotgun overhead. while a smaller chopper with 2 men aboard scouts the terrain below.
Yeah, we got bunkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bunker openings here. I'll put some. 3026. We can call in Hardy. We're within range and they're ready and willing to fire. I'm gonna put some more 60 in your hooch here. Go ahead. Oh, there's a guy down there in that hooch. One right on the door. All right, we got a fire on that one there. I think there's a tunnel complex under this too. I see a lot of openings in the ground.
When more firepower is called for, it is the Cobra's time to uncoil.
What's supposed to be down there? But whatever it is not too friendly.
Filmed on another mission over Cambodia, the Cobra unleashes rockets and showers of flechettes, thousands of tiny nails.
No nails do a trick on you. Bad one.
Every mission is monitored back at the base in the Tactical Operations Center.
We took about 4 tracer rounds of 51 cal, which I guess would be a total of 15 or 20 rounds.
That's Captain Al Seidel reporting that on this mission he has taken fire. However, he was not hit and is returning to base.
It was a confirmed 51 cal position, and that means they're there, and we've nailed them down to a grid square. But that means probably a main force element, because they're the only people that have 51s. The next team out there will avoid the grid square, but try to draw some fire out of it and pinpoint the location of it. Once that's done, then air and artillery take over.
10 minutes later, Seidel relaxes with a game of cribbage on the front porch of the bunkhouse the crews call Tobacco Road. Suddenly, the card game is interrupted by a sound that no one at Quan Loi likes to hear. Seidel knew what he was talking about. The next team did draw fire from that position, and a scout chopper has just been shot down. The siren has mobilized the whole base for the rescue effort. The rescue effort progresses swiftly, but not swiftly enough to satisfy a concerned officer who circles the crash site in a command and control helicopter.
I'm beginning to grow mad. I don't see the sling crew out here, over.
33, Roger. They're standing by. They're active.
If they're standing by, they must be pretty goddamn stupid, because there's 3 slicks running there and there's nobody coming out this direction.
He is angry. While gunships have converged on the scene to secure the area, the sling, the helicopter that will lift out the downed chopper, has not yet arrived.
Don't give me a Roger. Send somebody with 2 legs down there and tell those people to get on this helicopter.
The crewmen have been picked up. They are unhurt. Their rescue was a carefully coordinated team effort all the way.
And hit the oil cooler, went through there. There was oil all over the place. It started, I had the engine oil bypass, got the caution light, and it started going up. And got up to about 140, I think, before we could find an area to put it down in. It was a real bad area. No structure. Well, like I said, I only saw that one area. I don't know how bad it was hit because we took off. They came in and picked us up. Fun and games.
As you may recall, that report mentioned helicopters firing thousands of tiny nails at enemy positions. What sorts of weapons were these? Correspondent Dean decided to find out.
The nails, or flechettes, as the manufacturer has labeled them, are carried aloft in these rockets by a Cobra gunship, each rocket packed with more than 2,000 nails, one of the deadliest anti-personnel weapons now in use. 10 rockets will carry almost as many nails as used to build a typical 3-bedroom ranch house with garage. The payload of 2 rockets can tattoo an area the size of a football field, probably wounding or killing everyone in the area. This is the delivery system for the flechettes, for the nails.
Right. Now, the entire basic round consists of the motor, which is forward of the fins, to this particular point. From the dark portion up to this point is comprised of the nails and the charge that pushes the nails out of the tube when it does fire. When it fires, this cone moves off and the nails will disperse out into a pattern.
Now the nails are all packed very tightly in there. Maybe you could show us just what they look like.
Now that's one row of nails. There's about 6 rows up through this particular warhead.
Now this is the red dye we see when the nails are fired.
Right.
What purpose does the dye serve?
The only purpose I know of is just so that they can tell that it has expended out the nose of the particular carrier here.
Correspondents are not permitted to fly actual combat missions in the gunship, but we were able to join Captain Bill Bunton on a maintenance run to check his weapons systems in a free fire zone.
Captain, what type of targets do you prefer to use your nails against?
We prefer to use against enemy personnel in the open. They're the most effective. And we also like to use them against the enemy in trees because the nails will penetrate the trees all the way to the ground where other rockets go off in the top of the trees.
A number of empty ammunition crates have been dumped into the area, and Captain Bunton will be firing at them.
Okay, we're making a very steep descent now, heading right down onto the target area. The first 2 rockets, up the red smoke, another set of rockets. They're firing up in pairs.
Okay, that's it.
2,200 nails in each rocket. Now we're pulling away from the target area. And you can see plumes of dust and smoke where the nails have impacted.
Often the nails will knife right through the target, although at certain angles they do have a tendency to tumble immediately on impact. And after piercing the skin, a tumbling nail can cause a gaping wound. Bill, it looks as if this strip was the strip facing the chopper as we came in on it. And how many hits do you have here?
It looks like we got one that hit here, one in here, one in there, another one down here, and another one here, and another one down in here. It hit it pretty good along the side there.
Think that's pretty good shooting?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with it.
Nails are also used in artillery rounds called beehives and in shotgun shells, which are especially effective in response to a roadside ambush. In a war where Allied troops use laser beams to locate their targets, scopes that permit them to see in the darkness of night, computers to guide their jet bombers, it is rather unusual to find that nails, inexpensive, not quite 1.5 inches long, something you could hang a picture on, are such an important part of the U.S. arsenal.
Those nails may have been one of the strangest weapons in Vietnam.